Hey YouTube, Sack Guy here. As you can see, I have an Uncle Henry box here. This is a new Uncle Henry. Now I will be comparing this one with an older Uncle Henry. This one, being new, was made in China. I have this same model that I bought several years ago when I first heard that Schrade was being sold to the Chinese and going out of business or whatever. I saw the other knife, liked it. I bought a few of the Uncle Henrys at that time that were still available because I wanted to have the USA made ones. Also, I kind of figured they would end up being a little bit collectible because they were still USA. Let's get back to opening the box. Now there's not a whole lot here to go on. It does have the model number here in the front, and then Uncle Henry on the side, Taylor brand limited, phone number, and made in China. Again, the model number. Nothing else on the box. Now, I have had this knife out of the box already and messed with it. Just has a silicone gel pack in there. But so much for the box. In the box is some paperwork, and it's in several languages about the limited warranty. And then on the back, again, in a couple different languages, how to use the knife, how to care for it, and so on. And very, very small print. I probably have to go break out the magnifying glass from one of my Swiss Army knives to read it. It's so small. This one comes in a leather sheath. And as you can see, when I first opened it, I was a little bit surprised that this particular knife was in such a large sheath. It just kind of rattles around in there a little bit. I think it's not a leather, it's a leather sheath that they can put several different models in. But it is a nice sheath. Got some nice stitching on there. Pretty decent leather. Got Uncle Henry embossed on the leather, and then Schrade on the button. Not bad. Now, like I said, I have another knife like this. This also came with a large strip of leather that I pulled out, and I cut the leather down and I put a leather thong on my US knife so that I could tell a difference, and also for the video you could see the difference. When I was doing something with the knife, you would know which knife I'm using. Now, to show the differences on, and to show how you can tell which is which, this is my original Uncle Henry, and it says USA on it, and nothing on the back there. And this is the new one, and it has a different tank stamp and just says Schrade, and then has the model number on the back. Whereas if you noticed on this, it said Schrade USA and the model number. Now, other than that, everything else is fairly close. On your shield, on the US made one, the shield is a little bit smaller, and the script is smaller. Hold them both up here so hopefully you can See the difference. And more of a brass color on the shield for the one made in China, and the bolsters have a brass tint to them, whereas the one made in America was a nickel silver. Both have Staglon handles, fake stag plastic basically. Now just go over some specs real quick. Handle pattern is known as a Grizzly. These are not lockback knives, they're slip joint. Both of them. Both of them closed. The handle's 4 inches. Blade is 3.125 inches. Cutting edge is 2.75 inches. And the blade thickness is the same on both. Look at that. Although the Chinese one does look a little bit thinner to me, but they claim that both of them are 1/10 of an inch. Oh, not 1/10 of an inch. Yeah, blade thickness is 0.1 inches, 1/10 of an inch. Both of them are flat ground. Open, both are 7.125 inches. They both weigh in at 2.5 ounces. And they're still using the same steel as far as I can tell. 7CR17. And like I said, the scales are Staglon, which is Delirium. And as I said, they're both traditional slip joint knives. Now, they both cut pretty much the same. And we're going to go next, you'll see, out in the field on a camping trip. I'm testing the two knives. And I'll finish up there. See you in a moment. Hey guys, I'm back with the review on the Uncle Henry 124, the Workman I believe it's called. It's a single blade, stainless steel. This is the American one. I got a thong on it. The Chinese one, there's no thong on. And I'm going to compare the two as to how they cut and handle. They both feel pretty much the same. They have the same weight. If there's any difference, it's only like 1/100th of an ounce, maybe. But start off with the Chinese one. This is new out of the box. I have not done anything to it. And we'll see how it cuts here on some dry wood. It's kind of dragging a little bit. But doing okay, I guess. Here's the American made one. Both of them, their edge geometry is about the same, but this one does seem to cut a little bit better. I may have sharpened this one. This is the American one I've had for a few years. I haven't used it very much. When I first got it, I carried it around quite a bit. Opened up some boxes and whatnot. I don't think I've sharpened this one yet. Mainly because it wasn't a locking blade. I didn't carry it around with me too much. I really like to have or when I was out in the field and whatnot, I liked having a locking blade. Mainly for safety. But yeah, really not seeing too much of a difference there. So their quality control must be pretty good. Or I just kind of lucked out and got a good one there. And this is the Chinese one here. Having kind of a hard time trying to, like it. Oh, there we go. We're finally starting to do a little bit of feather sticking there. It still kind of hangs up. It's not quite as sharp as the other one. And like I said, I've had that for a few years and I haven't sharpened it because I didn't really use it that much. Just thought it was a cool knife. So it's kind of hanging up a little bit. I'm gonna need to touch it up. But like I said, seems like the Chinese versions are still pretty good, at least on this knife. So hope you enjoyed my little review on the Uncle Henry Schrade 124. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And remember, always be prepared.